We are now going to turn our attention to dad jokes. Welcome in our man, Mark Wood. He used to be funny, then he had a kid, and he became a dad. Now he just gives us dad jokes. Mark, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty,
What?
I'm kind of like feeling the weather moose, a little sick today, but, I'm okay.
You're feeling like the weather.
Like the weather. That's what I meant to say.
I think we've even got, do we have dad jokes music? Let's bring that. Let's see it. Yeah.
Now you said to bring
I know.
in
But I felt like my man Mark needed some help to liven things up a little bit.
help
All right,
today.
here we go. Dad jokes.
It's good to be back this week.
That's good. And just keep running this music. There we go.
It was good to be back this week. I had a lot of jokes about pole vaulters. They just didn't seem to go over very well.
I like it.
Not
That's
bad,
good. It's a good
not
start.
Love a good sports
All
pun.
right, yes.
We all heard the shoe that ripped around the world. Now Nike's stock is dropping. The talking heads and all the networks are debating if Zion should sit out the rest of the season. But guys, channeling my best ESPN 30 for 30 here, what if I told you before the game even started that Zion's shoe was destined to fall apart?
Really?
Yeah, this shoe already had a hole in it. How else do you think he got his foot in?
That's true. It did.
That's true.
I had a hole in it. I got it. And you can even say a lot of where you put the laces in. Those are like 10 different holes, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of shoe puns. You're going to just need to...
keep it going. Sorry.
But in all seriousness, I hope Zion gets back on the court soon. And really, I wonder what his shoes were laced with. Dude was tripping all day.
He was only in for 30 seconds, though.
That's true.
So I don't know about tripping
See, all day. I mean,
Yeah.
Size 15 shoes.
We
confirmed.
did have to clarify that. So there was a report from good writer Josh. It was weird. They had a sports writer and a sort of one of their storytelling writers paired up to talk about Zion's shoe. But it tagged as a size 11, which became a big conversation. But ultimately, they went back, they checked their sources, they corrected. He wears a size 15 shoe.
Tell you the truth, all these Zion shoe jokes I've been hearing, they're speaking to my soul.
I saw a lot of soul jokes.
There you
yes.
go.
All right.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's good.
Were there any Zion jokes that you laughed at, Swain, or were they all just eye rolls?
They were all eye rolls.
All eye rolls.
Yeah.
Once
No good ones.
Once you heard that he was okay, I felt like you could breathe a little bit easier
Yeah.
as far as like making jokes about the shoe.
Do we know that yet?
I thought we heard he was.
them saying like it's a great one.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
I felt like that made it a little bit easier.
See, I got laid in on the jokes game because I was, watching the bigger game that was going on in the Triangle during that time.
That's right.
The NC State Boston College game.
Look, Weather Moose and Josh were all over it. They were at the game giving you 8 reasons
So
why.
Maybe Teddy was
it
there,
was a
so-
grade 1 MCL sprain, but then UNC later changed it to grade
Grade A. That's
yeah.
right. Yes, that's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, keep it going.
I didn't mean to step on your dad jokes there, Mark.
No, I like it.
Another big story this week, we've been talking about Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, was charged with soliciting prostitution.
Oh, God.
The details are still coming out about this case, but he was caught on tape committing these acts at a massage parlor. Did you guys hear the name of the parlor?
I did not.
It was actually called Karma, whose slogan reads, "You get what you deserve."
Yeah, buddy. What do you got one in the boat?
Sure, I'm a little bit salty. It's no secret I'm not a huge fan of the Patriots. Even before the Colts were trounced in the infamous Deflategate game, the Patriots have always rubbed me the wrong way, like Robert Kraft was at the massage parlor.
Yeah.
God.
I think he could have just left it at the rub you the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think the joke was already
Or
laid
left it
down
at
there.
salty.
Or salty.
Or salty? What? Well, hold on.
That was enough for Swain.
All right.
I was waiting for testing my maturity. That's why I had a little pause, but it didn't happen.
Oh,
It's okay. It's all good.
We've got time.
We've got time. What it comes down to for Kraft, though, is whether or not what he did was unlawful or illegal. Did you guys know the difference?
No, what's the difference?
Unlawful is something that is against the law, and illegal is a sick bird.
And illegal. I get. All right. I'm calling you out. I know where you got that joke from. I know where that joke came from. That's a Reba McEntire joke, isn't it?
I can't confirm or deny my sources.
Hey, dad jokes. Getting dad jokes from Reba McEntire could be the most on-brand dad jokes thing there is. But that's a good one. Illegal. I like it.
But what I'm really, really salty about, there we go, there it is again. With the 2-year-old in my house, I have a lot of Kraft mac and cheese made at my house. Yes, it's the same Kraft, I did check. Now, every time I mix those ingredients, I'll think about what Kraft did and say, how dare he?
How dare he? Get it? How dare he?
Dare he?
But again, I think there's more. I think, yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we thinking that maybe that they just released Robert Kraft's name because the police people were Dolphins fans? I mean, it's down there in South Florida.
Wait, there are Dolphins fans?
Yeah. All right, Mark, what else you got?
All right, a bunch of jerks have been a joy to watch of late, still
They
vying
have
for
been.
that final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. I've been to a few games this year, most recently.
That's also what Robert Kraft got in trouble for.
Oh, God.
Testing our maturity.
This is where you're supposed to apologize again, Swain, for ruining my dad joke
Oh,
segment.
no, I'm so sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry.
Wait, the Patriots are putting out a bunch of jerks T-shirts. Is that what I heard? Is that right? Did I get my wires crossed?
Mark,
there?
I'll just shut up now, man. I'm sorry. Dude.
No. Keep going.
I've
Mark.
been to a few games this year, and most recently the Buffalo Sabres. The Canes just swept the season series against the Sabres, actually.
Yep.
Really pulling away from them in the standings. I feel bad because you guys know the Sabres aren't even allowed to drink.
The Sabres aren't allowed to drink. I thought they drank a lot in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't. They don't have any cups.
Oh, Cups jokes back. We thought they were out with the Cavs. Why didn't we just pivot to the Sabres with our Cups jokes?
Right. Because he'll never win one. I mean, that's like that's
And
the
they took
safest
Skinner
bet.
from us too, so I mean it's fuel for the fire at that point.
Mark, you got the Canes making the playoffs or not?
I do. I think they've been playing really well lately. So I think that if they continue that and the goaltending stays the way it is, then yeah, I think they will.
I think if they win tonight and they start the playoffs at 8 p.m., like we said, then they got a good chance. But I don't know how it's going to play out in the string. Swain's over here telling me about good trades that other teams have made. He's got me all scared. But we did know that Jordan Stahl's back. We broke that sports
we
news
did.
on the show today. All right, he is Mark Wood. Those are dad jokes. And
Y'all
this is-
remember to stay daddy out there.
Stay daddy and stay dry, especially if you're hanging out around Robert Kraft. Sports Channel 8, the radio show. On the other side, good teams win, great teams cover.